Hey everybody! Oh my gosh, I feel like it's been a minute since I've done a live stream. I dropped my pen. I don't know why. I love having a pen nearby. But yeah, I feel like it's been a minute. We had a big holiday for Independence Day, so I took some time off and did some work on courses and also created some more delicious courses to help you guys out. If you have not, because I noticed that a lot of and everyone who's joined this group, thank you, and I'm so glad you're here. And the whole point of this group is to cultivate a community, to look at artists and to inspire other artists to really get out there and create. Stop letting the excuses bog you down. Stop with the procrastination. Stop with letting other things distract you. Focus and get creating. So it's evaluating your life and your creative work all together. So I'm really glad you're all here, and make sure, I don't emphasize this enough, but make sure you're going to my actual Teachable site for the actual courses and activities. I break down and teach things that you can use in your creative work. These are the same items that I give to my coaching clients all the time. So I really wanted to find a way to expand my ability to help more creatives. I can't travel the world to hit all the people I want, but in the meantime, I can create online courses, give you the activities and the tools that you'll need to break things down. So I just added a new one, Freeing Your Creative Mindset. Please go check it out. I put it out there, and it breaks down how to look at anything that's blocking you in your creative life. You can use it for your other aspects, but I know that we have a theme of creation here. So it breaks down a 3-step process for looking at any sort of blockage or frustration or challenge in your life. And you start with identifying the challenge, really getting it out there, talking about it, looking at where that fits in your body so you can notice your body's triggers. It goes into then creating a new life in your imagination of what you want it to look like, and then combining those two aspects to release and heal. So it is a technique that works. I'm kind of embarrassed that I'm charging so little for it. I know that some of my coaches will be like, girl, you are charging way too little, because it really works. I just want to make sure I got something out there for you so you can start. So it's a process that I use on a regular basis. I give to my clients. I see it work. It works every single time. So please check it out. It is, I'm going to put the link down below, but it's on the voicehouseacademy.teachable.com. So make sure you go out there. I really want you to check it out. I really want to see you progress past your blocks to free yourself up to create more art. And one of the topics they talk about in there, and I've been doing a lot of discerning for myself too, is using your imagination to create whatever life that you are looking for, not just in your, using it not just for your projects. And I'm going to set this down because I'm tired of holding it. Because since you use your imagination in what you do on a day-to-day basis when you're creating and you're in flow, you can use that same flow concept to create anything. So anytime you feel like you have a blockage or something's not working in a way in your life that you just can't get past it, you just can't see yourself creating what you want, writer block or whatever artistic blocks that you may have, or if you're looking at your life in general and saying, you know, I'm not getting further along in my creative career, or I want a creative career and I'm just really afraid to do it. That's another really big one. Or just looking at, I want to go bigger and I don't know where to go. I'm in a small venue and I don't have resources, or I don't have money, or I don't have whatever it is that's keeping you from creating. First off, the first thing you need to accept and drill in your mind, this is the most important thing. Artists struggle with this all the time, but you have to know you are meant to be abundant. Okay, this is really important. You're meant to be abundant. There's this idea that all the struggle and the poverty in spirit and having to get beaten up over everything all the time and that hustle, and we love it. We love that story. And I hate to say it, but I do too. Like, creatives love that story. I just realized I was cleaning and I had my ring on the wrong finger, so it is not on that finger. In case anyone got any ideas, I did not secretly get married. That's a story that we have out there, that if you are a creative person, or if you're looking to be a creative entrepreneur in any way, shape, or form, then it's all about that hustle. It's all about that running around. It's all about that doing anything for the money, getting out, just constantly go, the struggle, the poverty, the dirtiness, the frustration. We hone in on that so much. What that does from a mindset point of view, one, it keeps people from creating. Because if you have this running story in your head that it's going to be nothing but struggle, you're never going to get ahead, most of the time it's going to be desperate, you're going to be like desperate forever, you're not going to do it. Even if you say you're doing it, deep down you're going to find ways to self-sabotage, just so then you could say, see, I couldn't do it. That is such a frustrating thing when people self-sabotage, and they do it all the time in every aspect of your life. You say one thing, you consciously say what you want, and then you secretly, you start doing things. It looks like you're being productive, but then if you go deep down, you're noticing that you're actually not being productive. You're doing busy work just to look busy. You're not actually doing anything tangible, of any actual action. And then on the flip side of that, then randomly you'll make a really crazy kind of out there decision and put it under the guise of, well, I had to do this to take a huge risk, or I had to do this because I just decided that I just wanted to see what happens. And really it's just, you're setting it up so then when it doesn't work out, you can say, see, I told you it wouldn't work. Oh, well, I guess I'll go back to the old way. It's ridiculous, honestly. I love you, but it's ridiculous. Because you're setting up an environment on purpose that you're going to fail at it. And then as soon as it fails, you don't go back and reevaluate, restep, adjust, and try again. So that's the kind of hustle I'm okay with, the trying again part, the just getting up and trying again part. But the idea that it has to be painful and that you have to suffer, I will not subscribe to it. Using your mindset, you're always looking to focusing on what you want to look like. What's the end result? Just like when you are creating something from scratch, you start with an original idea, like I wonder what would happen, maybe a question, I want to play around with this. You have a picture in your head, you're using your imagination to figure out, okay, what would happen if I did this? I think it might look like that. You're formulating that picture, and you're creating based on that blueprint that you're coming up in your head. And sometimes you adjust your actions and you keep moving forward and you tweak it a little bit and you keep moving it forward based on what you're seeing in your head, based on that flow, based on connecting to a picture of something that doesn't exist yet, but now it has become a tangible item. You are using that same level of imagination, you can start to create things and affect things and attract the things you need in your life. But you have to start with your end result. Start with what you want it to look like. Really want it to look like. Not what your 8th grade teacher said it should look like. Not what your mom wants it to look like for you. Not what you have been socialized to think this is what I want. It is what I should want. No, it's what you actually want. Because that's the real heart of the matter. You're not going to get any further than what your subconscious, what the real you is going to want. And if you don't get down to those pictures and that level of story that you're trying to create, if you don't do it from a place of what do I actually want, it's never going to come to fruition. And even if it does momentarily, you'll find ways to self-sabotage it and tear it down. So it's a skill you already have. You're a creative person. You already use your imagination. You use it all the time. It's just now you're using it for yourself, for a specific purpose in your life. And that's part of what that course that I put on Teachable. We go through a really cool exercise of playing and imagining your perfect day. It's so much fun. You should get the course just for that, because that is like my favorite exercise. So going through and really taking the time to imagine, what do I want this to look like? Once you put that out there and write it down, that's the other thing. Like, write a news story and write it down with handwriting it down. Doesn't matter if you have sloppy handwriting, no one's going to read it but you. But just write down in a certain challenge, what do I want this to look like? I know, and acknowledging, I know this isn't what it looks like today. I get that. And not to blame, don't focus on blame and focus on reasons why. Once you start getting into that cycle, I'm not there today because XYZ's fault. Someone did this to me. My dad did this to me. My cousin did this to me. My principal in high school didn't support me. Once you start placing blame, what you're doing is you're attracting more of that same to you. You're attracting more of the negativity. You're attracting more of the struggle. You're attracting more of the things not working out and more of the failure. You're attracting it over and over and over and over and over again, because that's all you're focusing on. If all you're focusing on is pain and suffering, all you're going to get back is more pain and suffering. That's how it works. The more you focus on just pain and suffering and struggle, it's never going to work. The universe, God, energy source, whatever you want to call it, says, okay, I'll give you more of that then, because that seems to be what's on your mind. That's what you're talking about. So therefore, you're going to get more of that. If you're worrying about money and resources for your creative entrepreneurship, but all you focus on is, oh, I have no money. Oh, I have the bills. Oh, I'm never going to work. Oh my gosh, I'm so poor. I'm so bad. If that's all you're saying every single day, it might be true. Your bank account might be low. But if you believe in the power of what your mind can do, you create your own reality. So if that's all you're going to focus on, then that's all you're going to get back. So if you're looking at your bank account and you're thinking, it's not where I want to be, start thinking, okay, why is that? What am I putting out there that's attracting only this? What am I putting out there that's only bringing more drama and more failure and more struggle? And then start using your imagination of how you would love to flip the story. Rewrite your story. It's your story. It's your story. You can rewrite it any way you want. Rewrite your story. Another reason why I was offline for a few days, and I decided to kind of reevaluate, because I'm going through the same process myself. I just started thinking, it's probably high time for me to do another reassess of where I'm going, where I want to be in my creative works, and also including making sure that I'm offering something of service to other creative people. That's something that's highly, highly, highly important to me, is just to make sure that I'm helping as many people as possible while still doing my own work. I know the best way is for myself to make my own work, and then it could be an inspiration to other people. So that's why I focus a lot on these live streams on things that I've been through, because I want to inspire you to do your own thing. And in that, I also keep focusing on my success and my abundance and my creativity and the work that I'm doing out there as well. So here's what happened. So earlier this week, I got my dogs ready, my Packatari Terriers, and I have to walk them two at a time because there's just so many of them. And I got ready to go out, got my shoes on, put on a little jacket because I was still in my pajamas. And I opened my front door, and there was a tree on my front porch. I kid you not, there was a tree. And I started like, what is happening? Oh my God. I think I made some sort of audible scream. But yeah, so a huge, I have a very large tree in my front yard where I'm living, and a very large part of it in the middle of the night, a very healthy tree, and it's a very healthy part of it, just fell off, and it was huge. It was like at least 4 times bigger than the house, and just fell right off and landed on the front step. And it's funny because the night before I heard a sound, or I thought I heard a sound. My dogs jumped up. No one gets very close to this house without me knowing because my dogs go crazy. So my little dog jumped up and was barking. And my first thought was like, oh my gosh, someone's going to rob me. Someone's getting ready to rob me. I'm like, no one's going to rob me in this. It's not a neighborhood where people get robbed. So I checked real quick. I got my phone. I checked real quick, and there was nothing outside because I was in my back bedroom. And I said, all right, I'm going back to sleep. So that big noise was the tree falling on my house. The property was not destroyed. Nothing was destroyed. We were not hurt. Not the animals. And my kids were not here. So, yeah, it was just kind of terrifying. And then I couldn't use my front door for a while. So I had to use the back door for everything. So this is on top of 4th of July activities going on. So I kind of took that as a sign. There were some other cool signs. I believe in signs. So I took that as a sign of you gotta get it together. Reevaluate. This is a big warning. This is a big message of next steps. What are you doing next? Because there wasn't a lightning storm and there wasn't a thunderstorm. It just was a huge part of the tree just falling. It was healthy. It's a healthy tree. It was not dried up or anything. So yeah, because I kept thinking, wow, that could have been awful. Like that could have been I have a friend who had to move because a tree like fell on her house and destroyed her bedroom, like flattened the house, and they had to like totally demolish the house. She had to find a new place to live. It was such a ordeal. So needless to say, I took that as a wake up call of like, you got to do something. Are you where you want to be? Are you doing the things that you're supposed to be doing? Because what if that had hurt you? What if that had injured you? What if you have to find another place to leave like instantaneously and start doing the research? A place with like all these dogs, all these dogs. Yeah, so all these ideas kept running in my head because even though it was fine, but it might not have been fine. So that's why it's like, okay, what are you doing? What are you universe, what do you got through the universe? What are you trying to tell me? So that was a thing. Sometimes if you are not I shouldn't say sometimes, all the time, if you're just being stubborn as all get out, we call that hard-headed where I'm from. If you're just being so stubborn and just refuse to shift when it's time to shift, you're just not going to do it, and you're not heeding the warnings in your body, which is why I added body signals and how to pay attention to your body signals in that course. Because if you're just refusing to listen, the change is going to come. Especially if you're like secretly asking for change, or you're ready for change, but you're just being stubborn about when to change. You could either go gently into the change and accept it and welcome it and say, welcome change, and I look forward to the new avenues that you're showing me. I look forward to expanding myself on this world. You can do it that way, or you can have trees fall your house and the rug pulled out from under you and fires happening and everything falling apart all at once. You choose. You get to choose. So don't be afraid of when it's time to shift. If it's time to get bigger in your art and your work, do it. Stop being so afraid of getting bigger in your artwork. And that is a discernment process that I've also been going. So you'll see in that Freeing Your Creative Mindset course, I am going through the same things for myself, really looking at, for my own art, what does this mean, and how can I continue to be of service to other creatives without stopping my own work. Or what is my own work? What is it that I want to do? And how to make that happen. How to make the things that I love come to fruition. So you'll be seeing some cool things very soon that I'll be working on. But yeah, that was my big one, just to look at your imagination. I'm hearing a lot of people just wasting time or staying in situations with people and situations around them and just staying there and convincing themselves that that's the only way, that's as far as they can see, when I'm blown away because I'm like, you're a creative person, you're a creative entrepreneur. You have this, you already know how to use your imagination to create whole worlds. If you're an author, you're literally creating whole worlds. Also, if you're a painter, you look at things that are out there and you transform them into something brand new. Any sort of creative, artistic person already has a strong, brilliant imagination where you're taking what you see and you're transforming it, or you're coming up with whole items and worlds that didn't exist in your head only, and now it's a tangible thing. So why do you think that you can't imagine a better life for yourself? Why? That doesn't even make any sense. And if you're on this page, you know I talk a lot about mindset. If you believe in mindset and that you can attract things to you and that you can create your own reality from what you see and what you're thinking and your thoughts, and you can transform your whole life, then how can you sit there and go back to things that you know don't serve you, feeling that you're stuck there? You're not stuck anywhere. You have this brilliant imagination. You can go anywhere that you want. You can have whatever you want. The only limit is the limits that you put on yourself. You're putting your own shackles on yourself. Take them off. Like, just stand up and walk off. No one is holding you back. They're imaginary. The stories that you're telling yourself are not true. They're imaginary. They're true. Well, they're true in that you believe them. So you can stop believing them. You can choose a different story for yourself. And people argue, and I know, and if you feel free to send me a DM or hit me up on Instagram. If you're a believer of that's not true, mine are special, I'm trapped, I'm here to tell you no, you are not. I refuse to believe it. There is a way. You might not know the how at this point, because maybe you need some more resources, maybe you need some more skills, maybe you need some more experiences. But I know that you're not trapped. I know that you can create any life and world that you want because other people have. So therefore, it's totally possible. So if you are using your brilliant your imagination, start using that to imagine a better life for yourself. Okay? So that is my 2 cents. Do it before trees fall on your house. Do it before trees fall on your house, you guys. It was so crazy with that big old tree. But I am thankful that none of us got hurt. It could have been a lot worse. And also it pushed me into saying, like, all right, I got to get some courses out. So please, you guys, if you're on this page and you're watching this live stream information, you're getting your good information, and that's great. I give a lot of good information in my live streams because that's what I'm called to do. But I really want to make sure that you have an actual activity and tools that you can carry with you out into the world that will really transform and affect your creativity and your life. Because if you affect one aspect of your life, you will change all of your life because you're all connected. So please, you learn to identify the real blockages and where they sit in your body, so then you can start getting those body triggers, and then so you're not ignoring them when they're calling out to you. You start to use your imagination, a great activity, to recreate your story and really envision what your perfect life looks like. Like, what does it even look like? And when's the last time you actually took the time to think through, what do I want my life to look like for real? And then tying it all together with tools to release all of that blockage, those terrible negative stories, so then you can start to move into your new vision. So we're moving into a new vision. So yay! Get out there and get the tools you need. If there's any other types of courses or questions that you'd like to see, hey, send me a DM. I am on a course frenzy for now. While I'm in my discernment phase of, okay, what is my artistic expression, my next artistic expression going to be? What's my next big project? And I'm excited. I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited. Every time I do one of these, something new comes up. So, all right, get out there and get the course. Get the tools you need. Get the tools you need, for real. And then do them, and you'll start to see some transformations. All right, have any questions, comments, concerns? Put them down in the group. Those watching a replay, oh, you're awesome. Thank you for watching my live stream videos, and I take ideas and questions, and I'll answer them all here or elsewhere. All right, have a wonderful evening. Mwah. You're delightful, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.